Okay, hi guys, welcome to Verdi Clothing YouTube channel. So in this video I will be showing you how to draft your basic skirt block. Basic skirt, not so basic for some people, right? Like this madam here. So we'll be looking at the measurements we'll be needing: the waist, then the hip circumference, waist to hip measurement, then length of skirt. Of course, we'll also go ahead and add the thigh and the knee measurement. So looking at, first we want to get the triangle that will be drafting the front and the back. That's your half skirt pattern. So for here we have the length of our skirt, that is 23. Then next thing we'll be needing here is half of the hip circumference. So your hip is 37. So half of it will be 18 and a half. So we are starting from this line. So this is the starting line and is the center front line. Then you have your hemline, which is the length of your skirt, the short skirt. You have the starting point, which is the waistline. So this is the waistline, this is the hem, then this is the center front. So we want to get the center back. So for us to do that, we need half of the hip circumference. So your hip is 37 inches. So that would be 18 and a half inches. So you mark this. So now it means that every other measurement is inside this 18 and a half. Are you getting? Because your hip is bigger than your waist circumference. So that means the waist is inside. Which other thing? Your thigh, that's under your butt, is also inside this box, as well as your knee circumference. So getting the triangle is just for you to like have that space that will capture every measurement that you'll be needing for that particular pattern. So for the skirt here, this is skirt. You want to draft this. So it means that the hip is the biggest around here. So everything is inside here. Are you getting? Your waist is in here, your thigh is there, the knee is here. Everything is inside this hip measurement. So it means that with this, we now have the center back. So center front, center back. So you go ahead and divide this into two. So that's more like you having 1/4 of your hip circumference. So you can say, okay, this is my front pattern, and this will be the back. So this is 18 and a half, which is half of your hip measurement. So now 1/4 of it will be 9.25. So that's what you will mark here. .25. So you rule this. So that was why I told you that be marking the lines as separate different places, so you don't get to ensure that your line is straight. Do you get? And I say mark here, mark somewhere in the middle, mark again. So by the time you just connect, it will be straight. Do you get? So you have the front pattern, you have the back pattern. One just half scale. So that means this will be the side. So this is on this part that you can now probably start adding allowance there. All of that now will take care of it. So once you've gotten the waistline, which is the starting point, are you getting? You have the hemline. Other things you did inside here will be your waist to hip measurement. And for what you have is 8 inches, right? So you mark here. Don't mark at a spot. Just mark at different positions so that your line can be straight. So you have this. I don't want to add the thigh and the knee because we said your basic skirt block, which is that skirt that doesn't really have any design on it or fit. It just fits on the waist, the hip, and it goes straight down. So this is the hip line. Are you getting? So next thing now, don't forget that from here to here is half of the hip measurement. So at this point, we need to now mark the actual waist measurement and 1 inch that intake. So your actual waist measurement is 27 inches. Are you getting? So this is your 27 divided by 4 will be what? Have you done the maths?
Yes, 7 points.
6 by plus the 1 now.
Okay.
No, not from. So you have 6.75. So I'm marking from the center front line. 6.75. Look at it. I'll mark it here, and then I will add my 1 inch that intake. That's your dark allowance. That's allowance. Are you seeing? So this is your actual measurement, and this is the dark allowance, 1 inch. So you need this before you connect. You connect this to your hip measurement. Look at this. So it means that on this line where you have 1/4 of your hip measurement, the waist is smaller by this. Are you getting, like, you won't be needing this part? And you don't forget that you started from the center front part. Are you getting? You can't do that from this side. This is the side. So next thing, we want to also mark this thing at the back pattern. So you have your 6.725 and then 1 inch that allowance. Let's call it this. That's allowance actually. The intake is when you now probably take it out from here. So I will connect this. So it means that we won't be needing this type because you've been able to mark the waist measurement both for the back and the front. But then there is that allowance is also included here. Next thing is, where do I fix my dart? You know, some people will tell you 4 inches. It might be, there's a reason why we always say 4 inches. It's because on the average it's giving that 4 inches vibe. Are you getting? So people will easily say 4 inches, but it's good you know what the exact position should be for a particular measurement. So for you to determine that, you measure from this point now. Everything you have from here to the center front. So we're having about is it 8 inches? You know, one thing about this marker is the right top is big, so it kind of adds to the measurement. Okay, let's say we're having 8 inches here, so we get the midpoint. So the midpoint will be 4. Are you getting? So this is the center. This is dividing this into 2. But from after you've gotten this, next thing you move towards the center front. So this allowance is 1 inch. So I'm going to start from here. I'll mark the first ½ inch and the second ½ inch to complete my 1 inch that allowance. So this is, don't forget, this is the midpoint. So I'm going to rule the one in the middle all the way straight down to the hip. Then the first one that you mark becomes one of your dart leg. Then this. So this is you replacing. Now you get to, like, this dart allowance here, you've brought it in here as your dart intake. So by the time you take out this dart, it means that you will be having your waist measurement here, which is your what? 6.725. So this is this. You have replaced this measurement you have here. You brought it inside here. So if you check what you have here, you might want to start comparing people's measurements and then trying to draft for. You can see that you are having. What are you having here? This is a 3 point. What's this? Yeah. Where you have this line 3.25. You even pass it small because of the marker. Okay, let's say 3.25. So it means that for you now, okay, for this kind of size, what's the position for my dart? You can use at 3.25. So you can see that it's close to 4 inches. So when you have done for different people, you can see that on the average 4 is okay. So that's why we easily say use 4 inches for the dart. So this for the front. So you're also going to repeat this for the back. In case if you missed what I said for the front, I said you measure all the way what you have from beginning to the end. Then you get the midpoint. This is the midpoint. Then you are marking towards the center front or center back, not towards the side. So from that point, you mark the first half and the second half. So it's going to take this one all the way straight down. This becomes the center of your dart. So you connect to this line. You connect to this line. So it means that this is the dart intake for the back, while this is for the front. So next thing you want to do here, you want to like reduce this here a little because of the fitting around the waist line. So on the average, you can do that by ½ an inch. So you connect it to the waist line. So this is also a dart anyway, but it's just that you'll be cutting this one out. It will not feature into your pattern or into your fabric. So what you have here now is your basic skate block. No design, no serious shaping around the thigh line and the hip line. It just fits around the waist, the hip, and then you are good to go. Do you get?
Yes.
So any question on this now? Don't cut the video. Any question? Did you get it now?
Yes.
So because we know that here people like, you get like when you want to make a skirt, we just want to quickly start putting shape around the thigh and the knee. So you can now mark your waist to thigh measurement. So for you, what do you have? 14. So like I said, don't do it at just one spot. Try to
both sides.
do that on both sides so that your line can be straight. So this is the waist to thigh measurement. Next measurement you need will also be your waist to knee measurement. And what do you have for that?
18.
So you mark it. So why these things are important is because they might look so basic, but even for someone that is making some serious outfits, your corsets, your wedding dresses, you will need this. Are you getting? So if you have issue with this, it means that those other ones will still be struggling. So this is for the thigh, that's under the butt, thigh line, and this is the knee line, not your natural knee. So you can now mark the knee measurement divided by 4. So what's your knee circumference? 36. So divide by 4, that will give you 9 inches. So you repeat the same thing. You're not going to do that from here. You're going to start from the side, from the center line. So you do this. Then you come to your knee line. You mark your knee measurement. So I can see 30 there. So that's 7.5. 7.5. So also mark this on the hemline. So okay. So there's something we call blending and truing. For instance, if I want to look at this shape now, you can see that it might be giving me this vibe. Are you getting? You can see that it's not looking so interesting. You just want an hourglass shape. You get like you just have this, you go, not something like this. We are not like that. So you need to blend by ignoring some areas. So let's assume that this is the hemline. So I'll go ahead and probably connect it to my thigh measurement. You can use the straight parts. Then you use this and connect to the hip line. So in doing this now, you can see that around the knee line, are you getting, like you've increased the measurement for you to get the shape that you plan to get. Are you getting? So you repeat the same thing here. Connect to the. So situation whereby, so it means that these things are also going off. You won't be needing them. So situation where you feel like, oh, what I'm making for this class, I really want this shape at, like I need the knee to really fit. Maybe it's a stretchy material, so you don't want any excess. So you can eliminate that from the center back line. For instance, so I can check what I have here. I'm having a like 0.75. So that's more like 1.5 inch. So you can decide to reduce part of it from here. I'm not going to take out everything. These are other ways you can give shape to your skirt.
1 inch.
Can be less, it can be more. You just take it straight down. So you have more, especially when you're making, maybe you want to make a mermaid skirt. Do you get, because you need it to fit around that knee before you probably start marking out the tail and all of that. Are you getting? It needs to fit. You don't want any excess. So you do that here. Most times we also repeat that on the waistline. These are things we do like to give more shape, but for now we don't need all of that. So it means that once you've done this, next thing you want to do, just want to label, because there's no zip allowance. So you can say add zip allowance. Are you getting? Here you're going to add seam allowance. Center front, you are going to cut on fold. Do you have fabric for this? I agree, let's cut it. One second. It's still recording, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You can pause it. So we cut out our pattern. So this is the front pattern. Cut the back pattern. So we have the back and we have the front. Can you snap this? Have you snapped?
Yes.
Have you snapped? Have you snapped? I got it. What's it? If I even go and buy it, since I'm not ask manager if she wants it, she didn't buy it, then go and buy it. Then check maybe you can also buy that to go with your hands. I just buy like so let's cut our fabric. Another thing you want to pay attention to is also the placement of your fabric. Okay. Let's just cut. So when we say front, cut on fold, it means that you're going to fold your fabric. You're going to fold your fabric before placing your pattern on it. And you get, you must fold it. So this is me trying to just fold what I need. Fold what you need. Don't go and start wasting your material. So I have all the allowance I needed. So you can go ahead, mark your allowance. You get like, I really don't like to add allowance on the waistline. Reason being that you're still going to add band. And your band is part of, can you get your please? Your band is part of your measurement. So that means on a normal, you get like it's already, this one is showing that this is the starting point. So imagine that you add another allowance up here, half inch, and then now still add band. It means that you've changed the measurement of the hip. So if I don't take out any of those as I draft, I won't need to add any allowance. So you cannot add. So if you're doing 1 inch, it should be the same thing all over. Use your measuring tape to be sure that you're adding the same allowance. Do you get? Not like you have 2 here, you have 1 there. No. So cut. So I added allowance 2 at the hemline. Point, you will need your trace. This for the front. You actually need your tracing wheel to transfer this dart because you're going to say exactly this on the fabric. Okay. Do you get? So most times we use tracing wheel. I also see some people, they will be using their chalk trying to mark what is here all the way down to. But what I can do, I can look at okay where it ended. Are you sure? Yes. Do you get? So it means that you are going to sew this dart. Unlike the back, with the back you're not cutting it on foot, so you have one side of the front, the second side of the front. So for the back, you're not going to cut on fold, even if you folded your material into 2. Let me assume that I folded this thing into 2 now, because I mean this would still take the back pattern. So this is the back. So because the back is not to be cut on fold, they are cutting 2 pieces, because this will be your zip allowance. So you can see I folded, but at the end of the day, I'm going to open it up. So you add your allowance as well. Make sure that it's the same allowance as you added for the front. Let me that's it. I think it looks shorter. It should be the same allowance as what you have at the front pattern. Take your time, mark it. Don't mind that doing it. I'm just cutting without measurement. You remember why I said I didn't add any allowance on the yes. So the back should not be cut on fold. So that is why, even though I folded my fabric, I'm still going to open this up. Yeah, folding helps me to just cut the two at the same time. So you will still transfer these darts into the fabric. Are you getting? And not only that, this is your zip allowance. So you're going to close, maybe not yet, okay, this is my slit. I want to open it from here down. So for easy movement. And this is the hip. So for a material that is not stretchy, your zip should get to your hip line, should pass a little. So you will not struggle to wear it. So this is the hip line. I'm expecting the zip to stop somewhere here, at least. So that means once you take this fabric, you're going to stitch all the way to here, like from here to here. So this will be open for movement while you're going to fix your zip on this other side. So this is why you try to practice sewing zip, because at the end of the day, once you start sewing, it's going to be all the way sew on fabric. Sew on fabric. And if you are struggling to sew that, you can see that it might be more difficult on the fabric. So you can see the back pattern and the back fabric. So this is the zip allowance. So you can see it has to be cut in pieces. So one on this side, one on the other side. So you have this for the back. Any question on this?